Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. Today we are cooking a little bit of breakfast. Dad was recently over at the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival and they had a brunch cot booth. And at the brunch cot booth, they were serving kind of like a little Eggs Benedict. But I noticed they just had a pot of water with an immersion circulator in it with the eggs in it, and they would crack the egg open and they got a perfect poached egg every time. So I was like, I have one of those at home. I want to do that. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to poach some eggs using the immersion circulator. We're going to do ours over a little bit of potato instead of a English muffin. And we're going to use Spam, because I love Spam. And then we'll make a quick, simple hollandaise sauce immersion blender. Mumble mouth is in full effect today. This should be a fun one. Let's get cooking. The first thing we need to do is fill up our water container. I am using a plastic container. These things are great. I grabbed it off of Amazon. I don't need to fill it up all the way because I'm just doing a couple eggs. We will set our temperature to 167 and hit the button. The unit is going to circulate the water and heat the water and get it to temperature. While we are waiting for that, let's make the base of our Benedict. I'm just cutting a Yukon Gold potato into a couple spheres. Those aren't spheres, those are discs. The rest I'm chopping up and I'll use those as hash browns. A little bit of sesame oil, 'cause I'm going for a little bit of an Asian flair to this. Some salt, ground pepper, granulated garlic and onion. I'm using a mix 50-50 of that and just toss it. Get everything nice and coated. And sit these in your air fryer tray or basket or whatever you have. This is going in my little oven air fryer, so I use the tray. Now, squeeze the can a little bit and then shake it till the Spam pops out. A couple of nice thick slices will do. Look at that. If you don't like Spam, I don't know, we need to have a discussion because it's fantastic. And I'm just using the leftover seasoning and oil from the container to get a little bit of something on these. We'll stick them here in the basket with the rest of the stuff. We're going to put this at 400 for about 20 minutes. That should get everything nice and crispy. This is the easiest hollandaise sauce you will ever make. Separate 3 egg yolks, and you can save the whites if you want. I'm not in this one, that's why I'm just throwing the shell in there with them. I'm doing the old hand method. There's all different kinds of methods for this, but this is what I went with today. And now a stick of butter, which is a half of a cup of butter. And we need to melt it in the microwave, and Dad just went brute force style and broke it in half. About 30 seconds later in the microwave, and it's all nice and melted, but not bubbling hot. You don't want it too hot because it will start to cook the eggs. This is the only container I had that was big enough to fit my little blender in. Splash of lemon juice, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and I'm using salted butter, so I didn't add any salt. Slowly add in your butter and then blend it. You'll see it start coming together. Add in a little bit more. Blendy, blendy, blend. And now the final bit, and I turn it up to the second setting on the blender using the number 2, and we really go at it. And this is going to give you a perfect hollandaise sauce. I mean, perfect. Nice and creamy. The next thing you need to do is give it a little taste for seasoning. That's perfect. I don't need to do anything. We will set that aside for later. Once the sous vide comes up to temp, we're going to slowly lower our eggs in. I'm using this little strainer thing because I don't want them to just drop down and crack. And now we wait. Are you enjoying this video? If so, there are a few things that you can do that would really help Dad out. Go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a like and hit the notification bell. That would be great. Once our 13 minutes has expired, we are going to go ahead and scoop these out of the water and drop them directly into an ice bath. This is going to help set the egg whites, apparently. Time to plate. We've got our crispy potatoes. Looking nice. A little bit of crispy Spam. Nice thing is this all goes together so easy. And time to see how our egg came out. A little crack with a knife. And... come on, get out there. All right, not the most graceful of placements, but let's try the second one. Okay, that looks pretty good. So far they look pretty good, but that egg yolk looks like that might not be perfectly runny. We'll see here. Top it with your hollandaise sauce. And Dad threw a little bit of fresh chopped cilantro on there just for flair. And that looks pretty good. I hope it tastes good. Now for the most important part. How's it taste? I saved the pretty one for photos and B-roll later. On this one, I think I messed up by leaving it in the ice bath too long, and it solidified the egg whites a little too much. I think you're supposed to just do a quick shock and out, but I'm filming, so it was a little hard. The other one came out perfect. So let's give this a cut. Oh, nice. I wish the egg yolk was a little runnier. I may do my timings a little bit different in the future. Dang, that's delicious. Nothing to be mad at with that. I'm gonna do some more eggs without the ice bath, and I wanna see if that gives me the yolk I want. At Disney, they had no ice bath, they went straight. That's gonna be the next test. For this one, I did 165 for 12 minutes and skipped the ice bath. Let's see how it works. All right, that is a little bit too runny, but the yolk looks more right. And oh my God, balancing this egg yolk on top of this Spam is not easy. I'm going to have to figure out a new method for this. All right, we'll top it with the hollandaise and it's working. This is good. And no, it has fallen. Okay, let's try something else. We'll scoop it on there, that'll work. And nope, now I've broken the yolk, so I know I've got a nice gooey egg yolk, but that's not gonna work. Right, cilantro, does that fix it? After another day's time, I went and looked more. It's 145 for 1 hour. And then you do an ice bath for 60 seconds, and this will give you the perfect poached egg. The other benefit is you can just leave them in there at 145 and hold them almost like indefinitely. Now, I figured out how to do this. I crack it into a bowl, and then I use my little soup spoon, and I get the great part of the egg. There is always a little bit of extra white that doesn't look the greatest. And then now I can balance that on top of my Spam. And look how perfect that is. I mean, for Dad, this is really good. This is like restaurant quality looking stuff here. We'll top it with some more hollandaise sauce. And then Dad ran out of fresh chopped cilantro, so we're gonna go with some scallions. And there you go. 145, 1 hour, 60-second ice bath, and you end up with that. A more beautiful thing I don't think I have ever seen. I'm impressed with myself. Balancing an egg on top of Spam is not easy. But what is easy is this breakfast. It is fantastic. You need to make it. That's it for Dad Got This. Dad may be terrible at balancing eggs. Not that that's a great skill, but Dad doesn't do outros, so that's it. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, why not throw Dad a good old like and subscribe and do the notification thing, or leave me a comment about what your favorite part of this video was. That would really help Dad out, and you can go check out one of these other videos. I'm sure they're fantastic. I mean, I made them, so I'm pretty sure they're fantastic. All right, yeah, do that stuff.